Welcome, Totem Pole Nation. It's Lambo Lambo's Water Sports, presented to you by Sideline Sports Network. The battle of the ACC. Florida State with the most dominant win over LSU. And I thought I'd be talking about Clemson winning, but Clemson over here getting raped by a basketball school in the University of Duke, who is known for winning basketball championships. They get raped by a team that hasn't won in 2 years. But, by the way, they won. They won 9 games last year. And Duke's first win against a top 10 opponent since beating Clemson was back in 1989. That's the last time they beat Clemson. 1989, a ranked opponent. Now, who is the better team? Who is the team to focus on in the ACC? Florida State hasn't been legit since the Jimbo Fisher era, the Jameis Winston era. You know, they hadn't been really efficient. The last time they won the ACC Championship, I think, was in 2012, 2013, and 2014. So the last time they won it. The University of Clemson has won 7 of the last 8 ACC championships, along with them winning 2 national championships back in 2016 and 2018. Both of them against the University of Alabama. Who's the team that's going to take the throne of the ACC in the ACC championship, or they could be a possible top 5 team? Now, the ACC has no divisions. So basically, whoever has the best 2 records in the ACC will play in the ACC championship. Who's going to be the king of the ACC? Who's going to take the throne? Well, Florida State, I have high interest in the University of Florida State. Clemson's also good as well. Now, understand that Clemson did somewhat fold tonight, and that's okay because everybody folds at times. My point is, who's the better team? So you have a sophomore quarterback in Cade Klubnik. You have a 5th-year quarterback in Jordan Travis. Mike Norvell has been with Florida State for 4 years. Dabo has been the head coach since 2008, 2009. He's been on the program for a very long time. Now, for harsh Clemson fans, they hadn't been to the college football playoff, I think, since 2020. In 2019, I think they got blown up by LSU, or they lost to Ohio State, one of the two. That was in Trevor Lawrence's last year before he got drafted. The battle of the ACC. Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's going to take over the throne of the ACC? The University of Florida State. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida State is the better team. Florida State. Yes, Florida State. And Mike Norvell. The reason why I say Florida State, one, their schedule. I think their schedule is a lot easier than Clemson's. I think with the schedule they have Southern Miss, Southern Miss, Boston College. Florida State and Clemson do play each other on the 23rd. It's a home game for Clemson. I'm going to pick Florida State to win that game because, like I said, if Clemson can't beat the University of Duke, what makes you think they're going to beat Florida State? After that, Florida State plays Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Duke, Wake Forest, Pitt, Miami, North Alabama, and Florida. That's a little soft schedule. It's a little soft. I wouldn't say soft, but I'd say a little easier. Excuse my language. For Clemson, there's just horrible. Now, for Clemson's schedule, it's maybe a little bit easier. Not very strong teams in the ACC. Charleston, Southern, FAU. They meet up again on the 23rd. Syracuse, Wake Forest, Miami, NC State, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Is it about schedule? Maybe. But I know Florida State has a lot in the bag. Florida State has been able to prove themselves. Florida State last year was 4-0. They lost 3 straight, and they finished winning 6 straight games. Clemson started off 8-0 last year, lost to Notre Dame, and then lost 2 of the last 3 games, or lost 3 of the last 4, including the Orange Bowl by Tennessee. So here's the weakness of certain teams. I don't think Florida State has any weaknesses as of right now. Clemson's weakness is that left offensive line. They have no receivers, and they have a second-year defensive coordinator. The defense was absolutely terrible tonight. So if I'm going to put my money and bet my money on it, I'm betting my money on Mike Norvell, Florida State, and Jordan Travis, because they beat the crap out of an SEC team. Clemson won't be able to beat an SEC team. I don't think so. This team, they'll be consistently good, but this team won't beat Alabama. They won't beat Tennessee. They won't beat Georgia. They won't beat LSU. The battle of the ACC. The battle of the ACC stands with Florida State. And I'll predict the records. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida State will go and lose 1 game. Florida State will finish the season 11-1. Clemson will finish the season 10-3. No, I give them 9-3. They already lost 1 game. I think the next 2 games to lose to is Florida State and Notre Dame. So the battle of the ACC in Lambeau's world is Florida State. Florida State is going to take the throne in the ACC Championship and they will win this year, because I predict the future. So I'm with Florida Sports. Be catching you later on in tomorrow's episode of Inside the Game, where I'll be going over game film of Colorado versus TCU. Matt Pat will be going over Virginia Tech versus Notre Dame, and also be going over tonight's matchup in Clemson versus Duke. Total Pole Nation, Lambo Sports, Sideline Sports Network.